for some of us, many, many lifetimes. Those who have listened to the Dharma for many years or many lifetimes, will see a transformation or change in their mind. This transformation and change cannot be seen clearly by others, but it can be seen by ourselves. And it can be seen by the objects we take refuge in. And in our special cases, in the form of Tibetan Buddhism, it can be seen by our holy Dharma protectors. And if we have a special relationship with our holy Dharma protectors will find some way of communicating to us things to help us along the way to enlightenment. And when the three jewels give us advice, or in the case that they manifest in the Dharma protector give us advice, the advice is solely to completely bring us freedom and happiness, and less sorrow and less pain. How much we follow the advice of the Dharma protector, how much we go along with the Dharma protector, is how much benefit we derive. If people think that the Dharma protector can be angered or upset or get revenge, that's totally out of the law of cause and effect. As Dharma protectors are above the law of cause and effect, enlightened ones, they do not operate on the basis of law of cause and effect. They operate on the basis of compassion, wisdom, and skillful means. With their compassion, no matter how we are and how long we've been in samsara, and how long we've committed negative actions, and how long we've suffered, or how much we've damaged ourselves and others, they don't see that. What they see is a being who is designated for enlightenment, because the true nature of everybody's mind is Buddha nature. So they see us in a form of Buddha nature. Example, in the very holy Chinese tradition of the Mahayana, when the Mahayana practitioners in ancient times in China, and probably now, whether they be monks or lay people, or men or women, when they see each other, they immediately fold their hands and they greet each other as Nam-myoho Tofo. And the reason that they do that is they recognize the Buddha nature within you. And they are not saluting you, they're not blessing you with Amitabha. What they're doing is they're saluting your Buddha nature. So what we're talking about is not just in the Tibetan tradition, it is inherent in all Buddhist traditions. So when the Chinese Mahayanists, when they see another Dharma brother or sister, or they see an enemy, or they see a friend, or they see anyone, they immediately fold their hands and salute them and praise them by saying Nam-myoho Tofo. And the reason for that is that practitioner is clearing their vision, clearing their mind of wrong view, of wrong projections. And so when they see another sentient being, they immediately salute your potential. And that potential is to become a fully enlightened being, a fully enlightened Buddha to benefit others. So the minute they see you, they fold their hands to salute you. And they're saluting that potential you have within you. Similarly, in Tantric practice, those who engage in Tantric practice and they really want the results, then it is very important for them to view all sounds and sights and forms as the mantra, as the living abode, and as deities or yidams surrounding them. And in the beginning, it's a little impossible to do that. And the purpose behind that is when we see another person as a yidam, and we hear their sounds as mantra, and we see the places as abodes of the deities, for us to be trapped in ordinary view, in ordinary conceptions, in ordinary thoughts, in ordinary reaction to another person, starts to get cut off. It may not get cut off physically by action and behavior immediately, but by thought, it starts to get cut off. Why? When we view another person, as in the holy Mahayana tradition, as the potential of a Buddha, and we greet them and salute them as so, it is up to them whether they reciprocate that to us or not. If they don't want to reciprocate that to us, it doesn't damage us in any way, because if we have seen their potential, we are saluting that. We will not be offended. We will not be offended, because their body is just an outer shell of the mind that it is holding, that has engaged in Tantra, those who've had the incredible fortune for many, many lifetimes of prayer, of study, and aspirations, and perhaps even blessed by very magnificent lamas in previous lives, to be present in order to receive the Tantra, even when we're born in so-called barbaric lands. Barbaric lands meaning lands where the Buddha Dharma has not taken root and the support of the practice is not there. Barbaric in Buddhist terms doesn't refer to standard of living or behavior or etiquette. It doesn't refer to wealth or super modernity or modern country. It refers to where the Buddha Dharma has taken root, and that practice has taken root in people's minds. And so society is pervaded by the thought of benefiting others, and they are ruled by the law of cause and effect, and they take no refuge in anything that brings harm to others and themselves. And so, and they respect the Sangha, and Sangha, Arya Sangha, also Sangha that represents the Arya Sangha, such as monks, and also, we can say in this case, a lay Sangha. Lay Sangha are those people who take time out from their personal graspings and their personal desires to engage in Dharma practice, and even more so when we are in a barbaric land. Again, I would say that with respect. In a land that the Buddhism has not taken root, that they actually take double time, OT, they do OT. And how is that? That on the personal level, they hold their commitments and they do their practices and their sadhanas, not recite through the sadhanas. For us, we're not at the level of reciting sadhanas anymore. For us, it's at the level of actually doing meditational sadhanas. The sadhana should be meditations. So, and on top of that, when we live in a land where Buddhism has not taken root, we have a special responsibility to do double work, to take time away from our self-engrossed activities and do activities on the outside that will make the Buddha Dharma grow. And one of those activities can be raising funds for different charitable organizations, Buddhist organizations. It can be volunteering for Buddhist organizations. It can be taking up posts at Buddhist organizations. It can be, even without name and post, to be at the Buddhist organizations and contribute our body and our speech and mind on a regular basis in order to make the Buddha Dharma grow. So in modern lands or in current lands, we can engage in Tantric practice, which is very, very, very relevant for all of us now. It's extremely relevant. Why is it relevant? The obstacles that take us away from alignment, that take us away from practice, is much, much, much more. And many of us, from time to time, fall under the sway of these obstacles. And when we fall under the sway of these obstacles, it's very, very hard to come out of it. Why? We have two types of habituation. One type of habituation is, for most of us, very weak, which is Dharma practice from previous lives. And the other habituation is practice of self-cherishing mind, which we've done for aeons upon aeons. So the self-cherishing mind habit is much, much stronger than the practice of Dharma habit. Therefore, when we want to engage in something like practice of Dharma, it is literally going up a steep hill with a flood of water coming down upon us. So making one or two steps is very, very, very difficult. So similarly, when we want to do self-cherishing habits that we've done for many, many lifetimes, it's like walking down a steep hill on a raft with a flood of water carrying us down effortlessly. So when we think about it like that, it is not good. It is not bad. It is not positive. It is not negative. It is just a fact.